Guys, today we're going to take a first look at the Corgi Pup that Vosteed Knives sent me. So yes, they did send me this knife. I did forget to mention that in the body of the video. But we're going to take a look at it because I think it's one of the better mini knives out there. So let's turn this around and take a look at it from above. Guys, I'm going to apologize in advance. I am about half sick. This is the first day in carry, first day in pockets for this Corgi Pup. I know in the unboxing I called it the mini Corgi. This is the Corgi Pup, and I really dig this. It is a lot smaller than I expected it to be. So on the mat, I haven't looked up specs yet. On the mat, it's just at 6 inches. It's got an interesting lock. They call it Trek lock. And it is definitely a cool little knife. Just to put it in perspective, you're looking at about the same blade size as what you get on the mini Pyrite, and about the same size, but it's a larger package. Typically, I am a very big fan of a blade to handle ratio that's closer to 1-to-1. On this, I like the fact you still have a small package. You guys know you have a small package. I don't have to tell you that. You watch my channel, of course you do. At any rate, it's a smaller overall knife. You still get that. You got but you have a little bit more hand. I just hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm very juvenile. I am definitely junior high. So you've got a really nicely shaped blade in 14C28N. With what they're calling a Trek lock, which is it's unique to me. It's a button lock. It's in the middle, but everything's enclosed. So your stop pins and everything are internal. Now, I haven't taken this apart, but it is definitely kind of unique. So you've got a flipper tab and a front flipper that works really well. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I can slow roll it open. I can flip it open. And then, of course, with it being a button lock, basically a central button lock, you can still do the things you would do with a button lock. So the 14C28N blade, I was afraid that this wasn't going to cut well. What happens with a lot of mini knives is they wind up having a bad, behind the edge profile on smaller knives because they wind up being smaller. They use thicker blade stock, but they did a really good job on this with this flat grind, then transitioning down to what is a really good behind the edge thickness. Now, it came really sharp. It's in 14C28N. And for as small as it is, it cuts really well because you've got that straight handle and you get way up on it. Now, I will say on a smaller knife like this, your thumb will get in the way when you're cutting, but like powering down through some stuff, it really cut well. The finish is holding up okay, but I did a lot of cutting. So first day cutting with this, I was just kind of impressed at how well it cut. This one's in orange, but there's multiple colors. There are some that are out of stock. There are some that are on pre-order. So there'll be a link to it down below. I'm going to get this video out fairly soon. But I'm typically not a fan of the orange, but what I found was that this absolutely glows under UV. And so when I was looking for this in my bedroom last night, because I had dropped it, I just turned the lights off and hit it with UV, and it glows really, really brightly. It's got a unique overall shape. It is definitely just an oval. It's like an extended oblong, like a long oval. And then your flipper tabs are here. It is very easy to carry and to flip. This sits in your fifth pocket, your watch pocket, your change pocket, whatever you want to call it. If you're going to go in the comments and tell me that, well, technically the right hip pocket, I don't care. It's the fifth pocket for knives. Fits in there really well. And then because that's in the center, it's not off to the side here, you really don't hit it so much in a pinch grip with that button. So I have not taken it apart to clean it up or anything. So the action on it is still just the factory action. You've got a plate here so that you can reverse the pocket clip, carry it right or left-handed, because like I said, fully ambidextrous because it's a button lock. And it's, your flipper tab and everything's going to work just perfectly. And you guys have a lanyard post in that G10 backspacer that's done in the same material and a good bit of weight reduction. Now, there's a couple bad things about this knife. I'm not going to gloss over the small bad things about it. So we'll talk about those in just a second after you guys hear from one of my sponsors. No one likes to watch ads in the middle of a video. I don't like putting them in, but I do know that I gotta support what I do here, so I partnered with companies that I know I can trust. And today's sponsor is Coffee Brand Coffee. They're delivering quality coffee, freshly roasted on demand, ground to order and delivered to your door, and they're not doing anything political, so you don't have to worry about a company that you're supporting that is supporting causes that you might not agree with, because they don't support any causes. They just simply take the money and put it back into making a better product. So I would appreciate if you both support their new small business and my channel by checking out Coffee Brand Coffee and looking at their offerings. Use the link below and my coupon code crazysharp on their website. It's crazysharp, all one word, capital C, capital S. Let's get back to this. So first things first, you've got a very short blade on this. So on the blade on this, you're looking at, just for cutting edge, just under 2.5 inches on the mat. So it's not a real good like knife for a lot of heavy use. I do know it's meant to be a smaller knife, so that is a good thing. Next thing, for as small as this is, it's relatively thick. And so if you're going to carry this in that watch pocket, it does take up a little bit more space. Next thing, I think the liners could have been a little bit thinner, and it would have made this lighter, because for as small as this knife is, it's still kind of heavy. I was surprised that it's as heavy as it is. It's not overly heavy. It's definitely a nice sized knife, and it's not overly heavy, but it definitely, I think if they had used thinner liners, it would have been a lot lighter knife. Use thicker scale material and a little bit thinner. And it didn't necessarily have to be this thick. It is comfortable in hand with it. And then basically the last two things. This stands up a little bit proud for some people, I'm going to tell you right now, and the knurling on that has got some definite sharp points. They could have on these very edges just ran an end mill around this and knocked those sharp edges off a little bit, because it does catch on stuff, and it had a lot of lint and stuff in it from being in my pocket before this. And the final thing, on this knife, I would have wanted the pocket clip a little deeper, just a little bit, because it sits right here, and that's more of it sticking up than I would really want. If I'm carrying it in my actual pocket, it's not a problem. If I'm carrying it in my watch pocket, it stands up a little proud. It's not bad because it's nice and rounded. So all in all, I really, really dig this knife. It is one of these small knives that I absolutely do like. And Vosteed has been great with their grinds. Their knives always have got a good cutting, slicey, behind the edge thickness on their knives. So with that being said, let's turn this around. We'll do some final thoughts and send you out about your day. So there you go, guys. I like this Corgi Pup. This is a really nice little knife. I'm gonna have a link to it down below. You guys know I do that. And this did come from Vosteed, so take that as you will. It may be the best one they've ever made, but I doubt it. They're pretty straightforward with the stuff they do. I've really started to appreciate some of these smaller knives because I can carry a knife in situations where I typically wouldn't, like if I'm wearing shorts or if I'm at the beach, or maybe I'm in slacks going to dinner with friends or something like that. I can have a smaller knife that still meets my needs. And most of these smaller knives have definitely gotten better. So there you go. Guys, that's it on this one. You know there was an ad in this, so you can go visit my sponsors. Coffee Brand Coffee is my primary sponsor. They are a great company. You've heard me talk about them. There's a discount code built into their link down below, and there's a sale going on. You can use coupon code crazysharp to save 40% at Beyond EDC Knives. You can also use it at Fair and Forged Knife Works, Rosecraft Blades, and KATSU Knives. It saves you 10% at those. And it's Crazy Sharp, all one word, all lowercase, saves you across the board at those sites. I've got affiliate links down below to most of the major vendors. Use those if you're going to do any knife shopping, including the Vosteed stuff. I have got a membership down below where you can get in on that. I do giveaways, exclusive content. There's a premium tier sharpening tutorial series, and there's a private Discord. There's also a public Discord that you can go down. It says join the community. If you've got questions about stuff, you need to go there because that's the best way to hit me up on the DM feature there. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.